'Twas another day that began alike any other, but this day perchance would not meet its end in such a manner. I was apprehended in an imperial attack of the Stormcloaks and bound and put into a carriage like a regular offender, yet I had no part of imperial politics. As we trudged onward to Helgen, Rayoff revealed himself to be yet another victim of the accosting alongside what seemed to be the commander of the Stormcloaks, Alfric Stormcloak. This could only foretell certain extermination awaited the both of us.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, we could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
We're all brothers and sisters in binds now, thief. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true High King.
Ulfric? The Jarl of Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion.
General Tullius, sir. The headsman is waiting.
Good. Let's get this over with.
As we arrived at what in all probability would be our final destination, it would become apparent that General Tullius, the general war leader, was in the rear of this aggression along with the Thalmor.
General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Thalmor are with him. Damn elves. I bet they had something to do with this.
These prisoners out of the carts. Move it!
Why are we stopping?
Why do you think? End of the line.
Once we came at the point of arrival from the conveyance, the Imperial Guards commanded us from the coach to erase us from their ledgers and put an end to our existence.
Couldn't keep the gods waiting for us.
Step towards the block when we call your name. One at a time.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Ralof of Riverwood.
The horse thief, Nokir of Rorikstead, aimed to get away, mere fool. For 'twas of no importance, for certain he and I alike were set to face execution.
You're not gonna kill me!
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
Wait. You there. Step forward.
As is customary of me, I was not in the records. Apprehending, I was no more than a bystander to this misadventure. Post haste, I said my name, a high elf called Davinius Dawn.
You are not with the Thalmor embassy, are you, High Elf? No.
The commander quickly conveyed
can't
me to
be
the
right.
gallows, not giving me thought to my welfare or a
What should
court
we do?
trial.
He's not on the list.
Forget the list. He goes to the block.
By your orders, Captain. I'm sorry. We'll make sure your remains are returned to the Somerset Isle. Follow the captain, prisoner.
Following the captain, we were arranged in line. General Tullius gifted us our final rites and thus commenced the demise.
General Tullius, give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the eight divines upon you.
My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
Death to the Stormcloaks!
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the High Elf. I said, next prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
Subsequent the very first croak of the victim, my life seemed as if put to an end, for I was summoned to the chopping block. As the executioner betook himself to swing his far-reaching axe and conclude my frail being, something
What
struck.
do you see?
A fearsome dragon alighted on the bastion of the castle, and his noise roused something from within me, causing my sight to blur and my body to quiver. Fire began to come down from the firmament. Discord broke out. As I struggled to regain myself, my head still ringing, Rayoff held me and took me to a nearby tower where Alfred and a few other Stormcloaks had found shelter from the deluge of fire.
Jarl Ulfric is, that thing? Could the legends be true?
Legends don't burn down villages.
We need to move, now! Up through the tower. Let's go!
This was our opportunity to escape. We commenced clambering up the tower as the dragon ruptured the wall and fumigated inordate fire into the tower.
With me! Up the tower!
Rayoff advised us to go parted ways, and promptly advised I jump onto the treacherous edifice beneath, to which I yielded, preservation being my prime suggestion. I set off in my flight and came across a young lad and his sire, petrified beyond belief. One of the Imperials came to tend to him, and solely the next best itinerary to journey with him through the roads.
Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way. Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General Tullius and join the defense.
Gods guide you, Hadvar.
I were obliged to accept, even though it'd be a great risk in my capture, being a prisoner and all. Yet he brought us to safety.
Quickly, follow me!
As the dragon did spread its wings above us, the Imperial army sought to ward off the great beast destroying Helgen.
It's you and me, prisoner! Stay close!
Rayoff appeared, and the Imperials addressed him of the whereabouts of Alfred Stormcloak, although the dragon interrupted the discourse, for that moment it was only important to spy.
You, come on! Into the keep! With me, prisoner!
I tailed Rayoff forth the structure. On entering, we felt for a moment secure.
We'll meet again.
Rayoff used the time to grieve the passing of a companion. He unwound my straps, allowing me to secure myself at length. Rayoff suggested that I avail myself of his deceased companion's accoutrement in order to ensure a better chance of perseverance amidst our present plight.
There you go. May as well take Gunnar's gear. He won't be needing it anymore.
We started to search for a
I'm going
failing.
to see if I can find some way out of here. Ah, this one's locked. Let's see about that gate.
Nonetheless, the gates were sealed, leaving us captive.
Open this from our side.
At that moment, a couple of Imperial soldiers stormed in, opening the entrance to seize our freedom. It was either a battle or a capture. I favored my life and my new outfit.
Let's get out of
We
here.
trounced those Imperial guards effortlessly. I took whatever I could to advance my safety, their armory and arms. Further we progressed. We chanced upon barracks. I investigated all coffers with an eye out for useful items as well as any gold I could find. I came upon a book titled Mixed Unit Tactics. I deemed it prudent to allot some leisure time to pursue it further, as it could possibly prove advantageous.
Come on, let's get out of here before the dragon brings the whole tower
No sooner
down on
than
our
we
heads.
believed our safety to be secure from the draconic field, the ceiling collapsed upon us, reminding us the peril that lay seemingly not far beyond these very walls. The course ahead of us barred by rubble, we forayed into another chamber, only to find further specimens of the Imperial corpse procuring provisions. With the power of arcane arts in the palm and a cleaver in the other, we quelled the menace of the Imperial soldiers.
Find any potions? We'll need them.
Seemingly, we had befallen a storeroom. Subsequently, I hastened my search and procured all sorts of mixtures and essences.
Done? Let's get moving.
We continued our escape through the halls of Helgen, eventually finding ourselves in another fight with Imperial soldiers.
Come on.
That's it. Let's go.
Oh well.
Must have run. Was Jarl Ulfric
When we
with
sent
you?
them away, it was revealed the
No,
room was
this is the
used for
Dragon
incarceration and torturing.
Wait a second.
In a sealed cage, a beam
something
lay
in
a
this
dead
cage.
man with a booklet on the soil. A
It's
speedy inspection
locked.
of a bag in
See
nearby
if you can get it
proximity
open with some
produced
picks.
lockpicks
Might
and an
need that
additional
gold
draft.
once.
Laying on the table was a tome titled The Book of Dragonborn. This seemed as though it may
Grab
prove
anything
pertinent to
useful
my
and let's
current
go.
predicament, so I retained it for later review. I made haste to unlock the enclosure, upon which I looted the deceased corpse and seized his mythical garments alongside a few other possessions. After I had stripped the cage of any relevant matter, I observed the book and obtained the secret of generating thunderbolts from the clench of my hand. An uncharted force seemed to be in my possession, a novel weapon to combat in this world. I also relieved the slain guards of a few additional effects. Now draped in my new sorceress vesture, I proceeded forward in my endeavor to find a way to extricate ourselves from this cavern. Proceeding through the tunnels of Helgen, we stumbled across an abode of confinement. Each portal was barred, yet I freed one cell courtesy of my lockpicking capabilities to confer more riches upon myself in the form of a pouch of valuable gold left upon the ground. Evidently, the prisonee of said cell had been abandoned in the past, for he had decomposed entirely. Further still, my sight was set upon the skeletal remains, as they were possessing fine powder bone meal, which could possibly prove to be beneficial further down the line. Deeper we descended, finding more secrets of Helgen and its cruel lords. Like birds in a coop, people left to perish, some still with flesh, others mere skeletons. I acquired whatever goods I could to help me in my voyage.
Better to stick together down there.
Orders are to wait until
A
General
different
Tully
troop of royal combatants loomed ahead, wielding bows and arrows.
We need to pull back.
I swiftly vanquished the first adversary as an errant arrow almost grazed my head. One after the other, we traversed the Imperial prison. At the time, I ventured across the bridge to oppose the last pair of soldiers. I spied a displayed in their feet with a spark of flame. Both troops were extinguished. I pillaged the corpses and snatched away their bows and arrows. Onward we tunneled, dropping a bridge with a simple lever.
Let's see where this goes.
Power flowed through my flesh, and faith in our escape enlarged. With the rumble and echo of the dragon aloft, the trek we had lacked vanished. There was no fleeing this.
Better push on. The rest of them will have to find another way out.
The corridors of Helgen altered into a system of grottos and flowing rivers. As I explored the surroundings, I spied another skeleton and another, and annexed whatever they were toting.
That doesn't go anywhere. Guess we'd better try this way.
As we came round another corner, we found ourselves faced in a spider's quarter. I hastily and discreetly pulled a bow I had discovered lay on a deceased Imperial footman, charged an arrow, and loosed a lethal shot. One down and the rest yet to go. Rayoff and I fought rapidly and sealed the spider threat.
Hit!
I hunted the spider's den, scavenging the egg sacs and other goodies hidden in the cave. Onward we trudged, examining each chamber and cavern to unlock its mysteries, going downward even more. Only when we concluded our freedom was in view lay a snoozing bear.
Hold up! There's a bear just
Awarded the option to combat or to attempt to get away.
Or if you're feeling lucky, you can take this bow. Might take her by surprise.
Go ahead. I'll follow your lead and watch your back.
I wielded the moment to perfect my espionage aptitudes. Yonder, I could vision the light of the finale of our conduit. Our emancipation was unavoidable. We had done it. We eventually fled Helgen and the dragon. Onward, I gazed on and discovered myself recognizing that this was only the opening. I was henceforth free. Upon exiting the grotto, having torn away from Helgen, in the far off the dragon could be spied soaring away. The threat of the dragon for now was at an end.
There he goes. Looks like he's gone for good this time. No way to know if anyone else made it out alive. But this place is going to be swarming.
Upon
with
having been
Imperials soon
liberated,
enough.
Rayoff noted we should pay a visit to his sister Gerda in the lumber town of Riverwood.
My sister, Gerda, runs the mill in Riverwood, just up the road. I'm sure she'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your
Though he
help.
did mention splitting ways, his movements spoke otherwise. We continued down the route to the minor logging town of Riverwood.
You know, you should
Along
go
the
to
path, I
Windfall
grabbed the
and join
occasion to
fight
garner
of
some
free
flowers and
Skyrim.
bag a few butterflies,
See the
fixings
true
that may
face
prove
of the
useful for
Empire
alchemy.
here today.
Rayoff paused on the trail to call attention to the ruins of Bleak Falls Barrow, which gazes drearily on Riverwood
See
below.
that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Barrow. I never understood how my sister could stand living in the shadow of that place. I guess you get used
As we
to it.
continued, I stumbled upon nearby the wayside ancient rocks, guardian stones, that harnessed the power of the gods.
These are the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead. See for yourself.
After scrutiny, I stretched forth and touched the rock of the mage. Energy roused through my being.
Mage, eh? Well, to each his own. It's not for me to judge.
We soon encountered a throng of wolves, and I deemed it a good moment to harpoon the strength I gathered in Helgen. Copiousness of sparks and flames burst from my hands, and soon we freed ourselves. A host of wolves. Subsequently, after a speedy search, I took possession of the hides and pelts of the wolves. Then, as we completed our voyage to Riverwood, Rayoff demonstrated his gladliness, and I further accumulated whatsoever elements that may prove helpful.
Glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to Riverwood.
In the end, the entrance to Riverwood appeared in full view before us. During that time, Rayoff stepped forward. Meanwhile, I delayed to listen to a mother and her child arguing about the colossal dragon, which barely before we had met near Helgen.
It flew right over the barrel.
Dragons now, is it? Please, Mother. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will think you're crazy. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies.
You'll see. It was a dragon. It'll kill us all, and then you'll believe me.
The lad seemed to reject his old lady's declarations. Once they finished their dialogue, I broke off from them to converse with the local blacksmith. I happened to encounter his youthful daughter initially. I asked Alvar the smith whether he was in need of help, and on the instance, he had me
Every day we
engaged in
get
business of
visitors
crafting a blade and a helmet of
Yes,
hide.
actually. How about you smith me an iron dagger? Here's everything you need to make one. Go ahead. Till next time.
Oh,
Alvar taught me the customs of the smith and how to produce weapons and armor, and also how to ameliorate them.
Not bad, but it's a little dull. How about you sharpen it up? Just need a bit of metal and the grindstone over there.
Although the arcana arts are my stronger capacity, these teachings may prove sultry.
This looks good. You put time into your blades. They'll serve you well when you need them. You want to keep helping? How about you make some armor? Let's start by tanning some leather on the rack. Ah, good. A lot of weapons and armor need leather for straps, fittings, that kind of thing. Let's see if you can make a hide helmet. I should hire you to be my assistant at this rate. Let's improve the fit. Take this leather to the workbench over there. You have talent. Keep working at your craft, and you'll be a fine smith one day.
During this occurrence, I had speech with Alvor in reference to Riverwood and its history.
Family first settled here as woodcutters a few generations ago. She and Hod run the mill. I make a decent living sharpening axes and fixing the sawmill. Until next time.
Fortuitously, I made my path to Girder, and she advanced me lodging and whatever subsidies I may
Stay
benefit
as long as
from.
you like. If there is anything else you need, just let me know.
Her only mandate was that I depart to Jarl Balgruuf of Whiterun and plead for the shelter of Riverwood.
There is something you could do for me. For all of us here. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
Whilst I had obtained an entrance key to Girder's abode, I chose to refrain from intruding any further, so I set off on the way to the local inn. After infiltrating the inn, it was evident the owners were engaged in a dispute about the kegs of ale.
Not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch. Did you hear me?
Yep, ale's going bad.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get a fresh batch in soon.
In recourse, I took the opportunity to inquire for permission to utilize the alchemy desk, since I had procured a number of supplies.
You know how to use it, right? Mix a couple of ingredients together, see what happens. A little wheat and blisterwort makes a healing potion, if you didn't know.
This is a local
We have plenty of ingredients for sale, too.
Orgnar offered to market to me elements, however, I refused this time and questioned him concerning any local hearsays in
Take a
Riverwood.
look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Looking to blow yourself up? I hear that's what magic does to you. There's a college in Winterhold that teaches magic, unless that blew up too. Be a lot safer just to have the Jarl's wizard teach you a thing or two. There have been whispers. A boy up in Windhelm, name of Aventus Aretino, been trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood.
At this point, I took the moment to eavesdrop on some local music and songs from the bard. Out of courtesy, I had discoursed with Delphine with respect to a chamber, and for 10 gold received an entrance key. Unfortunately, it was not combined with the chart.
It's yours for a day.
After exploring several chambers and seizing its loosened gold, I eventually found my way to my room. I am unaware of what my upcoming will bring, but this has most certainly been a memorable trial. From hence, I do not grasp what my impending activity will be, save taking rest. Maybe I'll move to Whiterun to address the Jarl, seeing that the dragon danger appears to be factual. What tomorrow has in store is still a quandary.
Hello, my fellow nerds, and thanks again for watching another episode of Nerdboy Gaming. I am Nerdboy81. Well, this is my new series, Dear Journal, where I'll be playing games like Skyrim and writing a journal from the perspective of the character. I plan to play games like Skyrim, Mass Effect, No Man's Sky, and maybe some other games that I've loved and enjoyed and played over the years. So hopefully you guys like this. I look forward to sharing with you many more adventures from my time in Skyrim and what the journal may hold going forward. Thank you so much. If you guys like this episode, make sure you leave a comment down below. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, whatever works for you. And then, of course, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new here or you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate the support, the love. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this journey. This particular episode took me a little bit to get out just because I've been playing with it and trying to figure out how exactly I want it to look. But I think I've got it now going forward, so hopefully I'll be able to drop these episodes somewhat regularly. These won't be as regular as my blind playthroughs of games like Ark and Subnautica, but they will come, I'm going to try to drop one a week, maybe one every other week, but they'll take a little bit more time because of the editing involved. But thank you guys so much again for coming along. I appreciate it, and until next time, have a great day.